Hey everybody, it's your man Fitman. So today's topic, okay? Been waiting to get to this one, okay? Fake, natural bodybuilders, okay? You want to talk about a scheme, a sham, a mockery, a sham mockery, natural bodybuilding, sham. I want to explain to you why. I'm going to share my experience, okay? Explain my experience in the game. So, I performed in my first quote-unquote natural show in 2011. Okay, Mr. Natural Philly. You know, it was my first experience in bodybuilding. Now, I've always been into fitness since I was young. You know, started off training, watching Kiana's Flex Appeal. Okay? Anybody grew up in the 90s and they watched ESPN in the morning, you know, that was one of the shows. It was Kiana, it was Corey Everson. You know, you had a couple people on there, you know? But that was my first exposure to it, and I liked it. So I trained, you know, for years and, you know, the whole shebang. So fast forward, here we are, 2011. I'm competing in natural bodybuilding. And I'm thinking, hey, you know, I'm naive to the game. Hey, you know, this is going to be a nice natural show. You know, everybody in here is going to not be on, you know, pro hormones and you know, other anabolic agents. It's going to be great. Well, I get to the show and I'm proven wrong immediately. Okay? I mean, guys, oh man, I mean, guys are looking freaky. And they're looking freaky past the point of what a man can, or what a man or woman can naturally look freaky past, okay? There's a certain look to the game, okay? There's a certain look to when you're on something, okay? Now, my first indication that something was wrong was that the so-called polygraph is a joke. It's a joke. I mean, who asked you the questions to a polygraph before you even take it? I mean, how is this really weeding out anyone who is potentially on, you know, illegal agents, banned agents? What's this doing? It's doing nothing. I'm gonna tell you what it's doing. It's me taking my money and putting it into your hand, and you making the money. That's all it is. Come on. Nobody fails this joke of a polygraph test. You kidding me, man? So that thing is terrible because that's not really doing anything. You can't really test for any agent, any artificial, you know, illegal agents with a polygraph test. You'd have to step up your testing procedures. You'd have to, you know, have a urine test, or, you know, you'd have to take it up at the next level. But that's going to cost the show and organization money. So therefore, they're not going to do it. Okay, and they're going to let all these guys sneak in. Okay? They just sneak right in. And you see them on stage. And the bad part is that I've seen them in the gym training with them at the same time. And they're sleepwalking, man. They're sleepwalking. They're barely training hard, you know, just going through the motions. They show up on stage, they're Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, man, you know, here I am, you know, doing, you know, very hard workouts. You know, lunges of death, you know, German volume training, all these types of training. And it's just like these guys are barely training, yet they're showing up all the way in. Doesn't make any sense. Okay? That's the first problem with this natural bodybuilding thing. Second problem is that you have a lot of these guys, a lot of these natural guys, I'm talking to all of you, who are not even close to natural, but they claim natural. You know? They claim it. They sell it. And you follow my program and you look just like me. Well, what he's not telling you is that all the other agents he's taking. You see, the difference in the game with pro and natural bodybuilding is the amount of drugs that they'll use. So at your top level, you know, bodybuilding, it's all about mass. The game is mass. You gotta be massive and you gotta be shredded. Okay? Now, there's a limit on the natural mass that a person can gain. It's in your genetics. But you can alter that by taking steroids. Okay? Now, the steroids of the 70s weren't as advanced as the steroids of right now. Okay? You got a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's about 225 pounds, 230 on the stage. Okay? Guys now are walking on stage 270, 280, 290. So the steroid game has evolved. Okay? Now, what the natural guys don't do, they don't really take the HGH and the stuff that just really makes you massive. They take the drugs that get you insanely shredded. The pro hormones that just get you shredded, okay? Shredded to the core. Okay? So it's a difference. So just because, you know, a guy's at a quote-unquote natural show, it doesn't mean there's anything natural about him. You can tell. You can tell by the way he works out. You can tell by the way he eats. You can tell by the way he looks. Okay? There's just certain signs. Okay? There's certain signs of these things everywhere. And the women too. You know? When the women are coming in and they've lost all their femininity and they're looking like men, you already know that there's some illegal things going on. So fake natural bodybuilders. This is what it comes down to. And this is where I stand on this. If you want to take your anabolic agents and you want to take your pro hormones and that's what you want to do, that's on you. That's your life. But do not come to natural shows to flaunt your unnatural body. You feel me? Like, don't come to the natural show talking about I'm natural when you know what you've done over the last 4 months is not supposed to be allowed at this show. Go compete with the other guys who are taking the stuff. Don't come down to the natural level to get this little ego boost. Okay? Feel good about yourself. Yeah, I just beat all these guys. Who cares, man? Go play with the big boys. Okay? Go play with the big boys who are taking the same agents that you're taking. Okay? That's like LeBron coming back and playing college basketball. How fair is that going to be? Totally unfair. Because he's LeBron. So if you're on the juice and you're coming down to these local natural shows to try to win, what kind of man are you really? What's inside that ticker, man? You're looking for you know, false praise, false adoration. Like I said, man, just go play with the big boys. Just don't lie about it, man. All right, fake naturals. Go compete in leagues and events where, you know, everyone else is doing the same things that you're doing. Don't compete in leagues and events where no one is really doing the things that you're doing. That's it. Holla.